The first thing it can help to be aware of is that the children often ask difficult questions at really inconvenient times. This is often if you're in a rush, on your way somewhere, or just before bed. This isn't because they're being deliberately difficult, but is more usually an expression of their mixed feelings about bringing it up and anxiety about what the answer might be. If it's not a good time for you to answer then and there, or you feel a bit emotional about the subject, or just need time to think about how best to respond, take a breath. You can always say something like, "That's a really important question. So let's come back to it in the morning or later on or tomorrow as appropriate. Then I can think about it a bit too. I'm glad you raised it though. It's important." Sometimes it might raise difficult emotions for you that you want to work through a bit first with someone you know and trust before you then talk again to your child. That way you can help with any feelings your child has without being in the grip of the rawness of your own feelings at the same time. The most important thing is that your child feels that their question has been acknowledged and validated as important and that you're ready to talk about it. Sometimes you might also say something like, "These are exactly the sort of things that me and other family members," you might name some or some friends, "are here to help us all talk about. I'm glad you brought it up, okay?" Then you have the opportunity to pick a calm or quiet moment to go back to it at another point. You could start with something like, "So I was thinking about what you said earlier yesterday. I had a think and ... Compose an answer." And we give pointers about this in the section below. Then ask your child if they have any further questions, and you could say something additionally like, "I'm really glad you raised that. It's fine if you have other questions now, or later too. Just let me know." Some questions will not have straightforward answers, or you don't yet know them. Acknowledging that is fine too. You could say something like, "We don't know that right now." This might be a response to a question such as, "Will I have to have an operation?" You could then go on to say, "But what you do know is that if you do have to have that, you'll be really well looked after by the doctors because that's their job, and I'll be there to look after you too." If your child gets tearful or upset, a hug and saying something like, "I'm right here," can help both of you. Sometimes children don't respond particularly emotionally at the time, but might do so later on, or show their feelings through their behaviour, such as becoming particularly clingy, behaving in a younger way again, finding it hard to settle down or sleep, not wanting to be away from you, or perhaps picking fights with you or a sibling. Sometimes just saying something like, "I can see you're having a tough time right now. I'm here for a hug when you want one or if you want to talk," can be enough for things to settle down again. If you feel you need more help or are worried, it can help to ask your GP or rare condition nurse or doctor for signposting to organisations or professionals who can help and advise you further.